Alright boys, we've got a hell of a lot to get to, man, in this account takeover, so I'm not going to mess about, man. We've got shards to pull that have been given permission to pull on this account, right? Some Prism Shard action. We're going to fix up some Doom Tower teams, and most importantly, we're going to take on Amius. But even more important than that, to explain the title and the thumbnail of this video, Mr. Tavaru, the owner of this account, and I can't believe this, man, has been away from the game, first of all, for a couple of years. It's just recently started coming back to raid, but back in the day, did an account takeover, which he paid for, and he was told to basically just scrap his account and start from new. Like, I don't know what state his account was in during this previous account takeover. Frankly, I don't want to dig too deeply into those details, but he was told to quit. He was told to give up on this account. Either that, or to just start spending massively big if you wanted to really progress on this account. I disagree with all of the above, man. This account is crazy good. The legendary roster is looking awesome. It's all very old school and kind of blast from the past, apart from a few more recent pickups since Tavaru has come back to the game. He's having some issues against Amius. He's having some issues in Doom Tower. He's having some issues building out his nukas to deal really solid damage. And so there's a certain nuka in this video that we are going to be rebuilding. I actually have a little bit of experience building out a Thor on my own account, so I'm very excited to get to this absolute ginger Chad. And before anybody asks, no, I'm not going to reveal the content creator that was behind the initial account takeover for this account way back when. It's ancient history, right? But it's just the most insane backstory I've ever had. Hey man, if you're looking to get involved in this account takeover series, by the way, then the easiest way to do that and to kind of jump the queue a wee bit is to create a new raid account using my beginner promo link down below at the top of the video description box, man. You're going to get yourself all kinds of free champions when you kickstart that new account, and of course get yourself a priority pass for getting selected for this account takeover series. There's also a link to my Discord server in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and join that Discord server too, and there you will find the account takeover submissions channel where you can make a post with your account, man. So maybe you're looking to start off a new free-to-play adventure or something to that effect. There has been no better time than right now to get that done. Alright man, first and foremost, I mean, I guess we pulled the Prism Shards. So I've been given clearance to go ham with these. Apparently, Tavaru saw my shard pulling video of the Prism Shards the other day, and he wants to tap into my content creator look. Little does he know, well, content creator look can dry up, okay? I don't want to say that we're going to get some crazy pulls here, man, but we're going to go ahead and get to pulling these first and foremost in this video for Mr. Tavaru. We are hunting for golds. I think he has a few of the legendaries in the mix here that he could empower with as well, and so I guess we're just going to get to pull it, man. Yeah. Let's do it. We hit an epic first and foremost. It's going to be the Vorgoth popping out of shard number 1. Great epic champ Provoker. Yeah, I mean, amazing champ. Not that incredible for this account to be building out with, of course. Ruella makes another appearance. Isn't she glorious? Isn't she lovely? Mrs. Teleria 2025. Ruella, insane epic progression champion, man, with all kinds of anti-boss debuffs and 10 meter steel on a triple hitter A1. Lovely champ. Again, more of a progression epic than anything. Probably not what this account is quite looking for. The Morag Bronze Lock pops on out. She's obviously just another great epic to build out, given that everybody gets a free copy of Morag for free. Makes it very nice and easy once you start collecting some copies to get a max empowered quite quickly on. Once your account is much later in the game, of course. But yeah, great epic. Not striking gold just yet, man. The content creator look, dude, I'm telling you, it's gone, man. It's gone. Malekith Bloodflock looks awesome. He looks so good. You know what doesn't look awesome? His reviews are actually okay. I was expecting them to just be a little bit worse. What can I tell you? I guess the revive is actually really good. Maybe I'm underestimating the revive a little bit, man. It is a double revive after all. Also shields the guys that you revive with this A3, so that's pretty good. And then some buff duration increase and debuff peel, and or rather the other way around. I don't know, something like that, right? His A2 has a bit of utility as well. Not a bad epic, I suppose. I was crapping on him for just a second there. Okay, man. Let's keep on prisming. We put ourselves Renon, Reviver for the Sylvan Watchers faction. Quite solid. She's kind of like an Estrid a little bit. Not as good as Estrid in any way, shape, or form. Actually, what am I talking about? She brings increased speed, okay? And some 10 meter fill. Yeah, she's like a very lightweight Estrid with a Revive. In the sense she brings some 10 meter boosted increased speed. I'm trying to justify my own ridiculous statements now. Okay. Oh my god, man, Kite just makes another appearance. Absolute Kite in. Let's get him off my screen, dude. Can't stand that epic. What a piece of crap, dude. Okay, Basiliac Priest Ornn comes out. Quite solid. Very, very good epic champion indeed. Can be built out to solo, of course, Ice Golem, Dragon, all of that good stuff, along with food champions. Great during like Dragon and Ice Golem tournaments. To be honest, that's like the best use for Basiliac Priest Ornn on a more mature account, you know, just to have him built out to handle that kind of content. We have 4 pulls remaining, including this one just now, which is another epic. Good old Melga comes out. Well, at least the account owner's getting all kinds of variety in the epic champs here, so I don't think he's lacking in any faction wars action in terms of account progress, but if he is, then he's got all kinds of revivers here that are making an appearance. Melga's one of the better ones for the dwarf faction. I was very, very pleased to get her actually on my free-to-play. Not on my free-to-play, on my main account. Well, now he's got 2 of them, so I hope he likes Melga. Okay, 2 shards remaining. Another epic. Is there a messy system with prism shards? If there is, I don't think we're quite hitting it, man. The Annex comes out next. Would this guy be okay in this account's clan boss team? Does have a Demitha team set up? Probably not, right? He's got a lot of really good solid legendary damage dealers. I'm not certain that the Annex would really feature, especially with the Geomancer in that team already bringing Weaken. And the final pull is an epic Fodbo the Bard. And there you have it, man. 11 pulls done. Content creator look. Drying up, dude. Oh my god. Or maybe I just can't translate it to somebody else's account in quite the same way, man. Oh, man. Now we've got to go report the bad news, man, to Tavaru. Oh, man. So, crazy, crazy story behind this account, of course. The fact that it was told to be scrapped. I don't know what state it was in when Tavaru got the advice to go ahead and scrap this account, but whatever state it was in back then, it's looking pretty goddamn good now, right? We've actually got the Lydia, and so there you go. I guess the faction wars are actually complete on this account. Didn't even notice that before. Some of the champion... Actually, the Lydia is built out in a resilience set, which is a little bit odd. She's still meeting, like, accuracy requirements and stuff, but... Okay, fair enough. Most of the champion builds in terms of, like, the stat checks that they're looking to hit are actually pretty gosh darn good. And so what this account is looking to do is complete hard mode Doom Tower, which it's actually struggling to do for the first time. Still. It's particularly struggling with clearing hard mode Dark Fae, and then we'll get to Amius towards the end of the video. Right now for Doom Tower, when it comes to clearing waves in hard mode Doom Tower, let me tell you something, guys. I found the ultimate cheat code champion for this. Kind of cheat code. It was a fusion legendary, right? It's not really a cheat code. Thor's unbelievable. Not only does Thor do absolutely incredible damage, just as a nuker, right? It's just like a raw damage dealer with multiple AoE skills and all kinds of self buffs as he goes as well. Lovely. Also places decreased speed on an AoE as well, by the way, on his A3. Great stuff, particularly against Dark Fae, by the way. This is one of the key debuffs that you want to be bringing. But on Thor's passive, every time this champ deals damage, increase the Thunder counter by 1, stacking up to 10. When you reach 10 stacks of Thunder, you unleash a big old attack all enemies, right? Deal an extra big bunch of damage. But most importantly, you place a stun debuff for 110. Amazing against Doom Tower waves, right? You want to bring like 1 or 2 control champions anyway to be placing provokes and stuns and freezes and whatever the hell you need in Doom Tower hard to help control those waves. But having a very powerful nuker like Thor built on the account, he's just the ultimate wave nuker, man, because he's dealing great damage, but he's also going to help you control the waves that you're not able to kill quickly. And so building out Thor correctly, and by that I mean like all of the skill books and whatever, and we're also going to rebuild the Thor later on in this video because his gears are just a little bit mental, a little bit crazy. Does he have masteries? Okay, we're just getting started on farming the Thor's masteries. I'm going to go ahead and put the crit rate in there because it just makes it easier to plan building the champion out. But yeah, Thor is definitely going to feature in our Doom Tower teams, both in the Dark Fae team and in the floor clearing teams as well. This is what that team would look like. Oh, hang on. This is normal mode Doom Tower that we are progressing. Are we not progressing in hard? Ooh, okay, so this is a little bit of a mistake, a bit of a misstep from Tavaru here. Generally speaking, if you are able to clear or even just nearly clear hard mode Doom Tower, you should definitely be prioritizing hard mode Doom Tower before normal mode, right? And the reason for that is if you can clear, for example, the boss on floor 100 or 110, but you can't quite finish it, doesn't matter. The fact you're able to farm a hard mode Doom Tower boss at a high level and farm very high quality forge crafting materials means that you should push hard mode Doom Tower first when the rotation resets in Doom Tower. Why? Because Doom Tower is only active for like 4 weeks at a time. time, right? The sooner you can farm your way up hard mode Doom Tower, the longer you get in the rotation to be spending your silver keys on higher level bosses and getting those higher quality materials, right? And so starting off a normal mode Doom Tower, it's not the biggest deal. It's just a little bit of an inefficiency issue here where we really should be pushing hard mode Doom Tower first. And so if I click on into one of these hard mode Doom Tower floors, these are the teams, or this is the team rather, that we are running. I'm going to go ahead and do what I can to fix this up and see if we can just make some improvements to what I call the A-team, right? I've got it named as the A-team on my main account. It's just the team that you just send in and just trust that they're going to wipe their way through all of the Doom Tower floors without any problems. Let's set up an A-team on this account, man. First things first, Nekmothar as the party leader. Not only does he bring increased speed, he also brings a AoE decreased speed against enemies as well, whereas Elva only brings the increased speed for your team. We had a bit of overlap there, having both Elva and Nekmo in the team. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense from an efficiency standpoint there, so let's go ahead and fix that up. Next up, no spoilers here, but yeah, the Thor's definitely going to feature in this team as our core damage dealer, especially once we are done booking him out. Also, of course, bringing some extra control. Do we have the Lydia booked? Yes, we do. So basically all of the old champions on this account that are like years old on this account are fully booked up, and the newer champions, any of the newer champs, there's a pretty good chance that they're not booked. That's how you can tell someone's been away from the game for forever, right? But yeah, Lydia is definitely going to make it into this team. She brings decreased defense, she brings weaken. What we would want to do is set up the team AI so that she opens every round of combat by placing the weaken and decreased defense, and then block her from using that skill, disable this skill after the opener for every round. Or at least that's the way that I do it, I should say. Next up, we're going to need an extra champ to come in, like Vizix, to bring some extra control to the table. She brings an extra source of decreased speed, but also an AoE provoke and an ally protect, and so she's just going to give us some extra control against the waves. And then, honestly, because the Thor deals so much damage on his own, you don't really need another damage dealer. You can throw in another damage dealer for the lower floors and do just fine, you know. I'd actually recommend Syl, just because she's fully booked out on this account, because of course she is. She's like an old legendary. But yeah, she brings even more control with the form of the stun, and she also brings revive and some heals as well, right? So if things start to go badly wrong on any of the floors, like some of the Torment floors or whatever, then Syl the Drake should be around to pick the team up as sort of like a failsafe. Another thing we can do is, say we allow the Vizix to use her provoke in round 1 against the waves of enemies, we would then disable the Syl of the Drakes from using her stun on round 1, because it's just going to go to waste otherwise, right? Then you allow the Syl to use her stun on round 2, so against wave 2 of the enemies, and then you disable the Vizix from using her provoke on round 2, and you just kind of interchange your controller champions like that, and it's just nice to have a couple of them in the pack like this, again, as failsafes. And this would be my A-team on this account for just clearing all of the Doom Tower waves. I don't think this squad of champs should have any issues getting stuck on any of the floors, whereas for just a little bit of added context, I should have said this a bit sooner, I think on the last hard mode Doom Tower run, the account owner actually got stuck on floor 112 and was not able to clear it. I think that this team, at least when fully booked and built out, should not have any problems clearing their way all the way to the boss. Now, speaking of bosses, next up we have to prepare a Dark Fae team. I would set it up in the team planner, but the team planner is absolutely jam-packed full, and I'm not sure which one of these I'm safe to delete, which ones of these are not really being used anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and imagine that Nether Spider over here is Dark Fae, and imagine that we are building the team this way instead. First of all, and to the surprise of no one, Nekmothar is once again going to feature as the party leader, right? Against the Dark Fae boss, you've got to be as fast as possible. You want to be controlling the boss's turn meter, increasing your speed, decreasing the boss's speed, knocking down the boss turn meter. What you're effectively building is a go first style classic arena team. And Nekmothar is going to give us that speed boost, is also going to place decreased speed on the boss as just like a bonus, and is really just going to ensure that we go first against the Dark Fae, which is the most important thing, because you've got to attack in first and kill off all of those mirror images of your champions. Next up, and once again, Thor is going to feature as our damage dealer, and I'm going to explain why Thor is so good into this build in just a little bit as well, but just in general, Thor's just a great champion for just nuking down big packs of enemies anyway. He's going to be great for killing off all of the mirror images. He brings us another source of decreased speed, just in case for whatever reason the Nekomo's decreased speed doesn't land against the boss. Most importantly though, against Dark Fae, Thor all kinds of 10 meter reduction against the boss as well. I mean, it's not a massive amount, but it's pretty good. Each hit decreasing target's 10 meter by 10%. Quite lovely on a double hitter. Just a nice little nice to have against the Darkfire boss as well. And every little bit of 10 meter control is going to add up. So Thor is amazing into Darkfire. Next up, and once again, we can throw Lydia into the team. We also have the option of Dracomorph as well, by the way. They both bring decreased speed and weaken on a single skill, and so we can interchangeably use these. Let's just throw the Lydia in for now. She's going to do a great job at just softening up and preparing all of those mirror images against the Darkfire to get one-shotted by the Thor. Then we want to be bringing along our 10 meter controllers. Champions who, by the way, can literally just be like the uncommon champion Armiger, who I use in my hard mode Darkfire team. Armiger, dude, to clear the hardest difficulty of Darkfire on my main account. That's how much you can just kind of slot any old champion here. We happen to have the luxury of having an Allure built out on this account, and she's going to bring a great amount of 10 meter control. Another champ we could bring is good old Coldheart in the final slot. Of course, her A3 is going to hit like an absolute truck against the Darkfire boss. Delete the boss's 10 meter as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. We could, if we're really struggling for 10 meter control, just throw the second Allure in here as well. Tvura did mention that he leveled up a second Darkfire just in case, for cases like this. Might not be necessary. I think that the Cold Type might be able to do just a pretty good job on their own. Honestly, the most important thing with this team when setting it up for Darkfire is going to be the speed tuning of the team. Obviously, the Necromorph has to be the fastest. Obviously, then the Lydia has to be the second fastest. Then, ideally, we want the Thor to come in and just one-shot everything. And then we have our 10 meter controllers come in after the fact, or at least one of the 10 meter controllers come in after the fact and prioritize just spamming their 10 meter control skills as much as possible. And so for Allure, she's just going to be spamming A1 against Darkfire. This team should do just fine, unless I'm mistaken. I mean, this is a much, much stronger team than I have on my main account, and I'm able to clear the Darkfire, you know what I'm saying? So I think that we should be fine with this team into Darkfire. This is what I would recommend. Okay, I was gonna have a little poke around on the account just because I'm nosy. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good all up in here. We're prioritizing a little bit of HP. This must be from way back in the day when we were still like new at the game, but yeah, crit damage or level 5, good stuff. We need to get one more node up to level 10, I guess, to get that Romantu mission done, which I'm guessing we're probably stuck on right now if I go into the missions. Romantu, yeah, upgrade 3 affinity bonuses to level 10. Of course, dude, everybody's stuck on that mission for like months because people just tend to neglect or get their great haul kind of messed up. I will say as well, and this is something that Tavaru did mention he was having some issues with, was just having higher quality souls on his champs. This is another dead giveaway that it's a really old account that hasn't been touched in a long time, right? If you look at the champs, the Mithrala's on a 3-star soul, the Abada's 3-star soul as well, and then we've got like some really low stars on like the ninja and blah blah blah. Like, we're just really lacking red stars, man. The Thor, of course, is completely unawakened as well, and most of the legendaries in the account just have no stars at all. And so one thing I would recommend on this account is every single Sunday that goes by, we want to be farming the crap out of Iron Twins. It's nice to see that we're already farming most of the stages, I guess, up to level 15. But yeah, Iron Twins Fortress, I'd recommend even spending gems for the Iron Twins key refills on Sundays, right? Why on Sundays? Little known tip, I guess, among some players, known among veterans, of course, is that you get double the rewards, right? You get double the Mortal Soul coins and double the drops from Iron Twins in general if you play Iron Twins on Sundays. So make sure that you blast the hell out of it if you can. And if you've got the gems to spare to buy a refill on your Iron Twins keys on Sundays, just go for it, especially on this account, man, where, yeah, oh god, we don't have many coins lying around. We're kind of low on soul stones as well. Yeah, Iron Twins is an absolute premium for this account on Sundays, so we definitely should not miss that. Just having a little bit of a poke around here, we actually have a Gamaran on this account, and we have him fully booked as well. That's quite interesting, man. Gamaran is a champion that was quite recently buffed up, just in case anybody missed it. Used to be an absolutely terrible champ. His reviews still kinda suck. Did these reviews get reset before or after he was buffed? I can't quite remember now. Anyhow, the reason that I point him out is he can be quite an interesting champ to bring along in your Chimera clan boss teams. I guess he's still not the best for the job. There's still other champs better for him, but for maximizing the amount of trials that you are activating during Chimera Clan Boss, he can be quite good. He brings block active skills and a double hitter on his A1, which of course is great into the Viper form of Chimera. And then on his A3, which is a huge read. We don't care about all of this. All we care about is the bottom portion here. If he uses A3 against a live target, place True Fear debuff on them for 2 turns and heal all allies by 20% of Gamoran's max HP if the target is a boss, right? True Fear debuff cannot be resisted. Also just lovely stuff, right? So it brings True Fear against the Ram form of the boss. Is his utility just a bit limited beyond that? I don't know. Maybe he's worth trying out just because he happens to be fully booked on this account. Right, man. Let's rebuild a nuker. So we've got the Thor all up in here. This is what his stats look like right now. The poor son of a gun doesn't even have an amulet. Poor guy, man. His speed is actually pretty okay. His attack is rather low at just over 3,000 total here. Crit rate's looking fine. Crit damage is extraordinarily low as well. Now, before I started recording the takeover on this account, when I was just making some plans for champion builds and stuff like that and just taking a look around, I did see that the Thor actually had some insane cruel gauntlets on that didn't have this crit damage pink stat to begin with, but I saw these gauntlets, I was like, holy crap, these are insane, and I did go ahead and spend the oils in this just to ascend these to see if they could hit on crit damage or attack percentage, and they hit the crit damage. Unbelievable. And so we are definitely keeping these gloves equipped now. They're very, very good indeed, and yeah. Let's see what kind of build we can come up with. And alright, this is what we are looking at. So when it comes to building out your nukers, there are only really 2 rules, right? By nukers, we just talk about big single target damage dealers, or the kind of champions that are just smacking all enemies with 1 or more of their skills, right? So not necessarily HP burn damage dealers or poison damage dealers or whatever. We're talking about the smackers, right? The nukers. The ground rules are very, very simple. You want to get as close to 100% crit rate as you can possibly get. 98% is acceptable. A little bit over, like 103, 104% is also acceptable. You then want to make sure that the champion doesn't require accuracy, or if they do require accuracy, that you are building enough to take on and land their debuffs on, well, whatever content it is that you're hoping to approach with them. A good guideline for getting started with understanding accuracy is you need 10 accuracy per dungeon stage. So if you're clearing stage 25 dungeons, well, you better have 250 or more accuracy on your nuker. Then once you've hit your accuracy and your crit rate checks and those stats are good, you're just trying to maximize as much crit damage and then like attack stat and like damage stat as you possibly can on your nuker, right? But crit damage is going to be king amongst all of those damage stats. So the new Thor build that we have right now, of course, is drastically increasing his damage. Honestly, his speed is like ridiculously impressive. Like, what the hell, man? 227 speed is like way more than I was expecting this to come out at, but it just turns out that it's pretty good. We managed to keep the accuracy about stable, and the crit damage is way, way better than it was before. Now, it should be said that a lot of this gear is not fully upgraded and is not glyphed, as you can see with this feral weapon right here. We were able to ascend up the banner such that it's an attack banner that ascended into accuracy, which could actually be very, very saucy on this Thor. And of course, you already know about the gloves being crit damage and then ascending into more crit damage. So once all of these item pieces are fully upgraded, and with some things like accuracy glyphs and stuff on these item pieces, 300 accuracy shouldn't really be a problem. About 260 crit damage once all of these items are fully upgraded as well. And probably somewhere around like 4,800 attack or something like that. It depends how many glyphs and stuff you want to throw it into the build as well to push it towards like 5k attack. And then this Thor's going to be hitting like an absolute truck. Of course, it is going to go ahead and steal some gear off of some other champions on the account, so I don't necessarily want to equip this gear up right away, especially because the Demitha, who we're taking these boots off of, is part of the unkillable clan boss team, and so she needs another pair of perception boots with 45 speed, or yeah, I don't want to mess around with the speed tunings of the clan boss team, but honestly, the stats on these perception boots are so good that they deserve to be on a nuker, right? They're great. They're perfect for the Thor in this case. But that is the Thor build that I have saved in the build planner for Tavaru to use. And I did also go ahead and save a Trunda build as well. He was mentioning that his Trunda wasn't dealing as much damage as he would like, and so we bolstered up her stats too, but I won't cover that in this takeover clip, I guess. Because next up, it is time for us to take on Amius. Except that is gonna be tomorrow's video, because this one, it would end up being a 60-minute video. No kidding. You guys do not want to miss me trying to kill Amius for the first time ever. Tomorrow, Oh my god, there's so many embarrassing moments that go down. But yeah, I won't say any more than that, man. It won't spoil anything. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video, which is going to be part 2 of this account takeover, guys. And as always, if you're looking to get started with a new raid account, yeah, you know where the beginner pro link is, man. Down below, top of the video description box, hit that link, use it to create a new raid account, man, for the best start possible in 2025. All right, man, without further ado, I've got to get to editing this and getting this son of a gun uploaded, man. Oi, 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 oi. Tomorrow's video, it's going to be insane.